For Wyoming, we have student athletes Charles Hankerson, Josh Adams, Larry Nance Jr., Coach Larry Shyatt. Coach, if we can start with you, just some thoughts on today's game.
I thought we had it in the bag the whole game. Just kidding. I love these guys. At times, I didn't think we played particularly well tonight, at times all season, but I have never been around a team I've enjoyed being around more on and off the court. Resilience comes to mind, down 7 or 8. They just keep playing. And I thought our defense towards the tail end of the game, maybe holding them to 4 baskets in the last 8 or 9 minutes, was probably the difference. I wish Stu the best. And my only comment to the people of Utah State is there's an old expression, you don't know what you have till you don't have it anymore. We're losing a great one, not a great coach and a great man.
Thank you, Coach. We'll now take questions for the student athletes. Please raise your hand. We'll bring you a microphone. Go ahead.
Guys, I guess just what was the difference? It was a back-and-forth game with all the lead changes, and then you were able to get out on a run there to get about a 7-8 point lead and then able to hold on. In your mind, in such a back-and-forth game, what was the difference?
I believe it was our defense. I mean, obviously you're going to hear that over and over again, but that's our principle. I mean, defense, and it doesn't help to have Josh and Junior slashing the way they were tonight. Or it does help, sorry.
Junior, I know it's offensively it's been up and down and stuff, but what was working tonight? Did you feel good? Did something, after you hit a certain shot, did you feel good? Can you explain that a little bit?
Well, to be honest, it was just my teammates continuing to believe in me, putting me in great positions. This is definitely the best that my back has felt in a couple weeks, and that definitely helps. But mainly my teammates just putting me in the right positions for me to be successful.
Junior, like you guys just mentioned, having some up and down moments. I mean, just what did it feel like to be able to contribute and break through the way you were able to today?
Man, well, this is my first Mountain West tournament, and it's an incredible atmosphere. The Wyoming fans really came out in full force tonight, and we just want to make them proud, and we're fighting for our careers right now. Every game is crucial, and that's our mindset.
Josh, you've had success against Utah State the last couple of games, just being that aggressive player that you've been. What was working well as far as just being able to slash and finish and find teammates?
Just the same thing that Chuck just said. Just my teammates finding me in the right positions. Having Larry down there drawing attention, having June, slashing too. They have to respect a lot of players on the court, and that opens up a lot of court space for me. And once I drive, they have to focus on that, and then drop-offs are open. It's just a team camaraderie thing. Everybody's playing well, and so things open up, and you just exploit it.
Larry.
Go ahead.
There we go. Being essentially 2 wins away from the NCAA tournament, how do you stay focused on doing the one game at a time? And also, would you consider anything short of reaching that tournament a success this year?
I think you just said it. We're 2 games away from reaching the NCAA tournament. And if that's not enough to keep these guys focused, I don't know what is. But for 5 guys on this team, this is our last go-around. So to answer that last question, I would hate to put a cap on it right now, but I do believe this team can do it.
Josh, just, this game has seemed to be so intense, back and forth, just a great game all around. What does it feel like to be in a game like that where, punches and counter punches, and there is that much intensity on the floor?
It's a great feeling, to be competing against, the best guys out there. This conference is stacked. Every team is solid. As Coach Shai said before, Coach Morrill is an outstanding coach. One of the best to do it. It's an honor to play against him, and he knows how to coach his team. He knows how to counter plays, but, so does Coach Shai. And, it's an honor just to be out there in the fight for your teammates and against another team where they're all in it as well. Just that competitive edge is really what the sport's all about. It's just an honor to be out there.
Right here in the middle.
Josh, I just want to ask what you think of the nickname Dunktown and how much you enjoy adding to that reputation in Laramie, or I guess wherever you guys go.
We love it. We love it out there. We do have a lot of athletic guys, and, that's a direct correlation to the coaching staff and how they've recruited. They've not only recruited great athletes, great players, but, great people. And, we fully embrace that nickname, and our fans have. And, you can see our fan support out there tonight was outstanding. So, it's just an honor to be a part of this program and, a part of this league in the Mountain West.
Which of the three of you, or I guess who on the team likes dunking the most?
Me.
Definitely.
No, I say DC.
Oh.
Every time he goes up, he tries to it's like the rim did something to him. He is angry every single time he dunks.
For sure.
Definitely.
Great call.
You agree, Josh?
I'm going to have to agree with that.
Junior, I'm just wondering, obviously coming through it on the other side, but, when you were in the middle of struggles this season, I mean, were there times where you lost faith? And if so, what did you have to do to get out of that?
Yeah, Coach Shaw is always saying, get out of yourself, get into the team. And that was my whole focus, my personal stats and stuff, I mean, it's kind of irrelevant to me. My stats are 23 wins, you know what I mean? That's the only thing that matters to me, surviving and advancing. And, I just try to stay in the moment and just continue to do my best.
Back there. Go ahead.
Hey, Larry, you're a pretty powerful guy. In those last couple possessions, you kind of put your shoulder into them when they were falling down. How are you able to counteract that when they keep trying to draw offensive fouls on you?
That's credit to, like they said before, Coach Morrill is a terrific coach, and if he coached them to do that, they obviously knew their game plan because that was my go-to. But it's just something where I got to control myself better and maybe take a dribble first and spin back to the left hand or something like that. But those plays were just kind of bonehead plays that I've got to remove to win these next two games.
Anything else for our student athletes? Okay, we'll dismiss them at this time. Thank you, men.
Junior, you got a B+. B+. Maybe.
Questions for the coach?
Coach, just, what do you think Junior added to you guys, or Hankerson added to you guys in this game, not just with his scoring, but it seemed like his energy and his entire performance?
Against the better teams on our schedule, we need 5 or 6 guys. We need Derek Cook to get 10 rebounds. We need Junior to score some points. We've been pretty steady on defense, doggone near every game. It's been the times when we didn't have everybody contributing in different ways on offense.
You think the experience of this group that's been through so much, I mean, it's a back-and-forth game and everything, that played a factor, especially down the stretch when you were able to pull away and get the lead?
I don't think there's any question. This team has been through adversity like never before in my 40 years. When I say this team, these guys, 3 years ago, we had a great season going. We lost 2 players in February. 2 years ago, we had an even better season going. We lost Larry to an ACL in February. This year, we had even a better season going after we swept CSU at 19-4, and we got hit on the tail end with not 1 but 2 viruses, mono, and they kept going. They never made excuses. They just kept playing as hard as they could, not pretty, but as hard as they could. And so I think, there's a reservoir there that maybe some teams I've been around, they just don't have.
Coach, you talk about, keeping going. With Junior, obviously he was struggling at points, but what has his character and his attitude been like to be able to keep pushing and be a solid member of this team?
Well, Junior's paying his own way this year. That says a lot in itself. He has a level of appreciation a lot of athletes will never have. But I think it's his teammates that supported him more during this year and just made sure that they knew, look, it's coming. We need you. Just put the pressure on your defense and forget about your O right now. And I think tonight it just came to play, and thank goodness it did. We needed him in D.C.
Coach, Utah State did a great job shutting down Josh in the Spectrum. What have you seen from him the last 2 games against the Aggies, especially today?
Well, when the virus hit us and we lost our only 2 foremen, Herndon and Nance, for a period of time, we were a different team, obviously, from a physical standpoint and a numbers standpoint. And I think at that point we talked about racing it up the floor a little bit more often, shooting a little quicker, a little more often. That's more to Josh's liking anyways, not that he's going to listen to me. And, I think it carried over when these guys came back, got a little healthier. They're probably not 100%, but they're looking a lot better now than they did 2 weeks ago. And I think those 4 or 5 games when we weren't healthy helped Josh immensely.
Go ahead.
Larry, I know it's a quick turnaround and certainly want to enjoy this, but you got the top seed tomorrow. What are your early thoughts on Boise? And are they a lot different team from the one you beat earlier in conference play?
Well, they most certainly have a different mindset. They're the champions. They've had a great season. I would say more than anything that's impressed me when I've had a chance to watch them on tape is they have really collected themselves defensively. I think they're the best defensive team in this league. If they're not the best, they're one of the best for certain.
Anything else? Back here.
Coach, I just wanted to get your thoughts on the nickname Dunktown. Are you guys, do you encourage it, or do you have to tell them to reel it in, especially with Larry missing a few dunks at the beginning of the game like he did?
Well, I've enjoyed being aside from that and just enjoyed watching our guys play. And, you know, it's a pretty good percentage shot. So I sort of like to see DC's elbows above the rim when they can drop it off to him. And there's something to be said for our unselfishness. I think a lot of our dunks this year have come on extremely unselfish plays.
Okay, thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you.
For Utah State, we have student athletes David Collette, Jalen Moore, Coach Stu Morrill. Coach, if we can start with you, some thoughts on today's game.
Well, it was a good college basketball game. I think the difference was about a stretch in the second half of about 4 or 5 possessions where they got just too good of shots. They got layup opportunities driving the basketball, and we couldn't get them stopped during that stretch. We also were struggling a little bit scoring at the other end, but our defense tightened up and we got back in the ball game. And you know, it's all the credit in the world to Wyoming. They've got an experienced veteran team, and I think they're playing real well right now. Tough loss for us, tough way to end the season.
Thank you, Coach. Now we'll take questions for the student athletes.
Jalen, can you talk a little bit about just fighting back? I mean, you guys have clawed back in a lot of games, and you almost did it again today.
Yeah, you know, for a little bit, like Coach said there, for a little bit of a stretch, we were down by 7 points or so, and we had to try to come back. We kind of almost dug ourselves out of that hole, you know, but we couldn't quite get there. Like you said, we were just giving them layups, and on the other end, they were stopping us. So I think that was the biggest turning point of the game, and then we just dug ourselves in too big of a hole to overcome this time, and we couldn't get out of it. So
when they missed the last 2 free throws and you did have a couple of seconds left, I mean, you've hit some game winners in high school like that. I mean, they were on you pretty good, but can you kind of run us through those last 2.5 seconds?
No, I just got the rebound, kind of tried to take a couple of dribbles to get a better look, you know, let go. It was on target, you know, I just too far, but that's a low percentage shot kind of thing, you know, once in a lifetime kind of thing, hitting that kind of shot, and it just didn't fall this time.
David, can you talk a little bit about, it seemed like you got a foul kind of early, but then it seemed like you stayed out of foul trouble for a good portion of tonight's game, and that was a big thing for you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's been a big thing is, you know, trying to keep me on the court, and did my best to play as smart as I could this game, and did pretty good in the second half, only getting 1 foul. So.
Can maybe both of you just address playing for Coach Morrill and, you know, this conference tournament? I mean, a lot of you I know want to send him out the right way, and I'm sure that's been emotional for you guys.
Yeah, you know, it was great being able to play for like one of the best coaches in college basketball, you know, playing for a legend kind of thing. I got to play for him for 2 years. It was great 2 years. You know, I learned a lot about basketball, playing hard, defense, offense. You know, he's always coaching for perfection, you know, have energy, that kind of thing. And, you know, I like that in a coach. You know, he pushes you, makes you get better every game kind of thing. And
I like that. So, we tried to send him out how we did, but, we came out, we played as hard as we could, tried to get a win for him, that kind of thing. And so just got to keep moving forward from here on. He sent us out on a good note, A lot of guys got to play for a once-in-a-lifetime coach, so I think they all liked doing that.
David, could you?
Yeah, I'd agree with everything Jalen said. I mean, it's an opportunity that not many get to play for such a great coach, and I think we've tried to lobby to keep him back, get him back another year, but it's not going to happen. But he's led us in the right direction, and he's given us all the tools we need to move forward and become better. And we're going to miss him, but we're going to take what he's taught us, and we're going to move forward and become better.
David or Jalen, you guys did a great job shutting down Josh Adams at the Spectrum. What was it about him the last two games and tonight in particular that allowed him to get going and can facilitate things for Wyoming?
I think the first time, I don't think he looked to push as hard as he has the last couple games. I mean, he was super aggressive these last couple games, and last time we played him at their place, we didn't have much help on him driving in, and that's what we tried to do this time. We certainly stopped him more than last time, but not enough as we would have liked to.
Like he said, to add on, at our place, I think he wasn't as aggressive. He didn't look for a shot as much. And then we play him here and at Wyoming, he was way aggressive. They ran a lot of plays for him. Then he made some tough shots, that kind of thing. We make some tough shots to get you going a little bit, And so that's what I would just say. He's just a lot more aggressive, look for a shot a little bit more.
Any other questions for our student athletes? Okay, we'll dismiss them at this time. Thank you, man. Now I'll take questions for Coach Morrill. We're here, Coach.
Stu, what kind of is going through your mind as you sit here right now, and are you hopeful for some kind of postseason opportunity?
Well, what's going through your mind is that it's kind of weird to be done. It's I'm really proud of this team. This team was picked 10th. This team, if some of you had seen us during our exhibition games, it's all we could do to manage a close win over D2 teams. This group of kids got better. They're young. They got a really bright future. I really believe that. I mean, we're starting a couple freshmen and a sophomore and brand new players. All 5 starters are back. So I think the new coach will inherit a good group that'll just keep getting better. That's what we emphasize from day one. Keep getting better. That's what I just told them in the locker room. Be proud of what you accomplished. Don't hang your head. You did more than most thought you could do, and just keep trying to get better. Our season is over at this point. We had hoped to come in here and get to the championship game, obviously, try and win the tournament like every team comes in here. We felt like if we got to the finals, we might be a candidate for the NIT if we didn't win in the championship game. So the NC2A and the NIT are basically out. And at this point, we just feel like it's best for these kids to concentrate on their academics. We've missed a ton of school. And to get ready for a new coach rather than play in any other events like the CIT and the CBI. We will not be pursuing those. So our season is over. And I do think it's in their best interest to get back on track academically. It's in the best interest of the university to hire a coach and get these guys going. So we won't look at those events.
So you have, in fact, coached your last game, Coach Morrill?
I have.
You have coached your last game?
Yeah. Well, my son asked me if I would help coach his 8-year-old daughter. I said I'd go to the game and cheer for her like hell. But I am not calling a timeout. Not even an 8-year-old game.
Not everyone goes to a small college town like Logan, the Cache Valley, and finds something that keeps them there for so long. What did you find in the culture and the blue-collar nature of the people there that's enabled you to stick around for so long?
I grew up in Utah. I love Utah. My mom was there when I came back 17 years ago and needed us to be around. So that was a big part of it. It's a great place. In coaching, too many people are looking for the next job. I've always thought you ought to keep the one you have, if you can, because they're hard to keep. As you guys know, they're hard to keep in this. So I just liked it there, and never there were opportunities, but nothing that made me feel like I wanted to leave. So it's been a great run. People have treated me so well. You know, I've joked that if I'd have known people were going to be this nice to me, I'd have retired 3 or 4 years ago. But how about the coaches sending me on a cruise? I'm not sure. I must have been too easy to beat. I'm not sure I've ever heard of that. That's pretty awesome for the other coaches to send me on a cruise. First class, no less. They must know how much I hate to fly and sit like this with this big body. So that'll be fun. So looking forward to new things and new challenges, and mostly relaxing for a little while.
Any other questions? Thank you very much, Coach.